Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Paige Show. So I was thinking today about certifications and my normal to-do list in my head. I'm always trying to learn and grow and evolve, but not only spiritually, also in the physical plane. I have a mind that just keeps spinning all the time. And so I have learned a long time ago that I needed to put that energy to good use, or otherwise it could turn into things like anxiety or anxiousness. And so the topic of certifications from the divine really came to mind, and really from my own personal story. I know that a lot of us have degrees and certifications in life, and that's what pays our bills. Some of us have those same certifications or degrees in things that are passions of ours and may or may not pay your bills. But I think that it's a general consensus that you need kind of a certification or a degree in something, right? And there's a big misconception with that because in my personal story, I definitely have a degree. I was a dental hygienist practicing full-time for almost 17 years now, and I stopped doing that, and through the years really went part-time until I could completely walk away from it and focus on my passion or my path, which is my spiritual business, and now doing this podcast as well. So I believe in degrees. I believe that we need to do something to contribute to society and work and all of those things. But when it comes to my spirit work, I really started to see a misconception with certifications or degrees, because as we all know, we can be really good at passing tests, and we can have degrees that tell us we know how to do something on paper, but it's totally different when you actually start doing it, and you have to gain that experience. You know, a lot of people complain about, how do I get a job if it's asking for experience? I was in the same boat as a hygienist, knew out of college, really knew that I had some good basic skills and that I was going to be a great hygienist, but I needed that opportunity, like we all do, for someone to take that risk on me and allow me to gain the experience. So it's kind of the path that most of us follow with traditional education. But when you talk about spirit work, that really comes from the divine. And so certifications from the divine, although there are a million different options out there to get certified in those as well, I have some of those also. A lot of it for me really speaks to just channeling what you're needing to learn from the divine. I mean, really the divine is what? The ultimate teacher. So if you think about everything that has been a teacher in your life, or everyone who has been a teacher or mentor in your life, at some point they learned from what? The divine. The message and the information comes from there, no matter the channel that it processes through to reach you and your personal story. And so in my journey of spirit work, long before I thought or knew what I would do with it, I really went on this self journey of, whatever popped in my head that felt interesting to me, or something that I was drawn to all of a sudden. I really paid attention to those signs, synchronicities, as I like to say, and I would just start self-studying those. And then if it came to, hey, this is leading me down a deeper path, I want to find someone who could mentor me on this, then I would find a mentor. But mentors didn't always lead to certifications either, but I have had some of my most amazing training with mentors who also channeled the information from the divine. Okay. And so I did notice in my path early on that I had some natural tendencies to be good at certain things, and I was quite aware of the things that I was not good at, and I really leaned into those positive traits. And so I encourage you guys to think about that today. What are you really good at? What are you maybe pushing away because you don't like it, but you're still good at it? That could lead you down a different path. Dental hygiene was that for me. I was amazing at it. I still would be great at it. It's something that is just kind of a muscle memory and a passion of mine. I enjoyed dental hygiene relation with patients, but it was very challenging to be in the dental environment. It was very emotionally draining, and it had nothing to do necessarily with the people that I worked with or the doctors I worked for. It was just the energetic space of a dental environment. People coming in anxious or nervous or upset or angry, they're paying for this, all of the emotions on any given day really reside in a dental office. And so being the energetic being that I am, it was just not a really great long-term career choice for me, but it definitely got me to where I'm at. It laid some foundations of working with people and things that I never saw it was doing for me during the times that I really was hating going to work every day. And I knew my soul was pulling me on, my true path. And it was just this push and pull constantly. But when I finally let that go, I could see where that also served me. And it led me down a path of really learning directly from the divine. So when I work with clients now, for the last, since 2015, I've been doing that. I can tell you I have not had one person ask me if I had a certification for something, despite the fact that I do. I've never really I don't know what the word is, I guess, marketed my certifications because to me, it didn't matter. If I knew what my intention was, I have a really great code of ethics, and I'm not going to do anything or harm any person, so I'm not going to do something that I don't know how to do is what I'm trying to say. So for me, I felt like I had to go from spirit to launch on this journey and step into my path and my purpose. And they have supported me along the way by sending me people who really don't need the certifications, okay? And no one has really asked me for them. I could tell you if you've ever been in the presence of the divine and had a session with me or any other light worker who's really working as a pure channel, you don't really care about certifications when you're all done because you just know that it's something different that you're tapping into. And that's when you can go back to saying this person may have, 20 different degrees, but energetically, have they really absorbed it? Is it really part of their story? Is it something that they can transmute into a message that can help change somebody else's perceptions or lead them down a path of change? And so everything that we do, every way that we interconnect with other humans and a job, no matter what the job is, it doesn't have to be spirit work. You are working with energy, you're working with people. And so these are ideas or skills to think about no matter what your profession is, even if you're not in the line of spiritual work per se. So for me, I really just let that go. And I encourage you guys to think about that too. Don't let certifications or lack of hold you back from what you really are called to do, what you're feeling pulled to do, because they will work themselves out. Through the years, I have had times where I felt led to get certified in something, even though I had been practicing it or using it on clients and seeing amazing result, and I knew that it was a divine given ability for me. I would still listen to that. I let my ego go. For me, the ego was working opposite. I didn't see, I saw ego in the certifications, that ego is making you need all of those versus, letting it go. I had to let my ego thought of that go and realize that they are useful as well, because when you add certifications to what the divine has already certified you in, you're going to be able to touch a whole different group of people, because I have had more analytical minded people trying to get a grasp on what's happening in their life, and they're finding me, and I reach out for clients energetically. I ask spirit to send me the people who mesh with my energy, that I know they would be sent to me for me to help, right, through the divine. And they literally come that way, it's just through referrals, or they just pop out. I say that prayer or that mantra, and when I'm ready to really be in work mode, they appear. And so There's some manifestation there that is great for you guys to think about and tap into as well. But to stay back to on track with certifications, it's really about letting it ebb and flow. And so through the years, I've had certifications as a Reiki master. I just finished a master shamanic practitioner course, all of these things. And yet it didn't stop me along the way from doing what was divinely taught to me. So if you feel like you have a natural ability, you can definitely say with a strong code of ethics that this is what you should be doing. You've had feedback from people that it's helped them or changed their life. Don't let a certification stop you. Start the work, because it comes in the experience and the flow and the channeling from the divine that the ability strengthens. And then let that same intuition, that same ability to connect to the divine, lead you down the path of what certifications or degrees you feel like are necessary, because we don't need all of them, okay? We need the ones that speak to us, the ones that are for us. And so let your intuition guide you on that as well. A great example in my life of that is that I am a very strong evidence-based medium, and that was with me since I was, born, and opened when I was 7 years old. But there's no, mediumship certification that could tell you at all the experience that I've had working with the other side. But spirit can, and people who have been a part of the experience with me and have had shifts in their life because of that divine channeling can definitely tell you. And so at the end of the day, that's what matters. It's what are you wanting this degree for or certificate for? What is the real intention behind that? And when you can sit with that and decide, is this ego-based, or is this something that I feel like is the only way I could honestly do this? We have some physical things, physical world stuff. You can't be a doctor without a doctorate degree, right? So we can't get past some of them, but the ones that are really like purposeful in your life and calling you that you've put on the back burner could honestly be the most life-changing ones if you let go of the idea that I'm not certified in it, though I'm very gifted in it, or have an ability for that I know was a natural born gift or ability from the divine. And if you sit on those, sometimes they actually are meant to push you along the way, or contribute or enhance to what you're doing in the physical world. And sitting on them can make you feel stagnant, and you can blame it on that job or the degree that you have. Like, I messed up and I chose the wrong life choice of profession, but it really could be that you're ignoring the other things. So I just wanted to encourage you to think about that today. And if there is something that's calling you, calling on your life or a purpose, and that you could safely do that, you're being led to help others, then step out, be brave, get out of the arena of judgment that, mostly you're putting on yourself probably, and start working in that energy. Start small and see how it can really transform your life, because the ultimate certifications come from the divine, and everything else is what mankind needs or ask of us. And although we have to live in that because we are physical beings in this human experience, we don't have to truly live in that. I hope you hear the words. So let's step out, people, and be brave, because the world needs us more than ever right now. Until we do it again.